Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video, and today we're here for iRacing once again, but in a slightly different style. Now obviously usually with the iRacing videos on the channel I sort of just live commentate them, give you guys the full race and everything like that. But for this one I want to try and do a little bit of a different style. We're going to have some post commentary, maybe even the race slightly edited down as well. Obviously we'll wait and see about that one. But as you can see, I'm not where I typically am, and that is on a normal, proper racing track with right-hand corners as well. I'm actually on an oval. This is for the, not the Carburetor Cup, I can't remember what this is overall, but it's oval racing is what it is. It's probably the simplest way to describe it. And yeah, Charlotte for this week. It's the rookie series, I know that. And yeah, this is my road to Daytona. Now, I am looking to try and do the Daytona 500 this year. Obviously, we'll wait and see whether I can actually get there or not. But I mentioned quite a while back how I'd like to do, you know, sort of some oval racing videos. So yeah, this is the first one from this that I'm going to be uploading. Now, for those of you guys that sort of been around my channel for a very, very long time, you know I actually used to do a teeny tiny bit of oval racing back on Forza as well. Obviously, it's nothing quite like doing it on iRacing, but it was still very, very enjoyable. Back in the day, obviously, back on Forza 6 when the NASCAR pack came out, I did a couple of little things with that. But yeah, today then we're here in Charlotte for my very first video of my road to the Daytona 500. Obviously, I think it's C license 4.0. I'll have to wait and see. The game is obviously just to purchase as little as possible. You know, I just want to try and get to Daytona. I don't really want to spend as little extra money as I need to. Obviously, I've already bought Daytona, but then obviously, I'd have to buy one of the cars for it as well. I'm not even 100% sure at the moment what car I actually need to buy. I'm pretty certain I know, but obviously I just don't want to commit to anything stupidly early and then end up buying the wrong thing. So yeah, it's safe and careful. It's probably the best way to describe my buying purchases on iRacing so far. But yeah, there we go. It is green light racing, and away we go. Not off to the best start, unfortunately. On the outside from qualifying means that I was actually on the outside there. And we're going to try and slot in as soon as possible there. Unfortunately, the number 8 car has to bail out ever so slightly off the throttle behind the number 12. And yeah, this one was recorded a couple of days ago. So yeah, Christmas noobs are very much a big thing in this. Now, I'm not trying to make out like I'm some NASCAR iRacing god. I am pretty poor as well, I'm sure. For anyone that's, you know, a particular expert on these sorts of things, you know, they'll be looking at me and absolutely cringing because, yeah, I'm not a particularly good oval racer. I've still got plenty to learn. But overall, I'd like to think, you know, my spatial awareness in most situations is pretty good. You know, I'd like to think, relative to a lot of people that hopefully you guys will see in this race, you know, my spatial awareness, I'd like to think, is quite decent. Where you know, I do have a lot of experience from track racing as well here. Yeah, as we come through turn 3 then, I think it is. I'm not too sure how oval corners work. I think this is a 4 oval. You've got the 2 corners either side of the start finish line, and the 2 big corners around as well. So yeah, I'm sure for oval people there'll be a lot of cringe in this video. But yeah, the aim really is just to try and make it to Daytona. I'd love to try and do the Daytona 500 this year, maybe even the Indy 500 after that, depending on how well this one goes. Obviously, we'll wait and see if I can actually make it. You know, the aim would be to try and stream it as well. Here you can see now, the number 8 is just going to completely run me off the road there. I'm not too sure what that was all about. Clearly wasn't aware that I was still on the inside, so unfortunately we're going to have to try and come in back onto the oval. Quite cool, calm and collected. Luckily, Kelly on the outside does actually give me the room there, and I must say I've done a couple of races with Kelly in the past. Spatial awareness is something that desperately needs to be improved on, but not as much as Zach there. He's just going to completely chop across my front end. We're going to get chopped once again by the number 10 car there, and that was very annoying as well. I'm not too sure what that was all about. I think it was Zigmas who got taken out by someone else, because I know he's actually a subscriber of mine. It's quite funny, we spoke prior to this race. But yeah, that was very frustrating, but we are still pointing in the right direction, and we don't have critical damage. That is a win in my books, and honestly the aim is just trying to survive these races there. It looks like there's been another big pile up the road here. Let's have a look. Not too sure what's happened there, but there's another good few cars in a very big accident. They're quite surprised that we have 2 in 1 lap there. But yeah, I'm not too sure what that was all about there. But yeah, unfortunate for me, you know, just 2 different instances there where people just completely decided that I didn't deserve any track space whatsoever. You know, I'm still quite clearly on the inside, and people just trying to get the slipstream aren't really aware of, you know, other cars around them as well. I personally am quite safe in these sorts of things. You know, if there's any possibility there's a car nearby, then I usually won't try to go for anything. But yeah, anyway, we'll continue on from that. And you can see we're closing to the back of Robert Helton here. You know, slipstream usually works within about a 1 second window, there or thereabouts. You know, if you can get within that 1 second mark, you should, as long as you're not terrible, you should be able to try and close out that gap. And hopefully, yeah, Rob and I can try and work together. The other guys ahead do seem to be a little bit spread out, so maybe we can try and work together, get up to them, and then work together to try and get up to the leader as well. Here's we've got another car going slowly. That's Will on the inside there in the number 3 car, going quite slowly. But you can see, yeah, Rob is in P3, half second in front, and then you got Kimberly and Kelly as well further up the road. So yeah, hopefully, potentially Rob and I can try and work together in this race, see what we can do throughout the entirety of this race. But yeah, we've sort of survived the carnage of the start. You see Rob is rubber banding just a little bit as well, which is certainly not ideal for either of us as well. But yeah, I'm going to sort of leave you guys with the audio for a bit, you know, jump in when, you know, something interesting happens. But yeah, I sort of want to leave this full racing, but also give you guys a little bit of an immersive experience of what oval racing is like. There's to go down the inside of Rob in towards turn 1 there, and yeah, well, now we move ourselves up into the podium places here. Now, hopefully, Rob and I can try and work together over these next couple of laps.
Stay low. Still there. Hold your line. Stay low.
With this being rookie ovals, though, it wouldn't take too long until there was more and more carnage going on around the circuit. And not too sure what happened to Kelly. And then she just completely take out Kimberly, just completely shut the door on her. So yeah, I'm not too sure what that was all about. We'd be able to move past the pair of them there, and that is now a battle between myself and Robert for the race lead here. So hopefully we can try and, you know, just continue battling together. Maybe, you know, we'll have a good little battle right the way through to the very end. So far, you know, we had a little bit of rubber banding issues, like I said, but the racing had seemed quite clean so far in this race. Let's try and continue on and continue battling.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear outside. Car outside. Keep low. You're in first. Still there. Clear. Outside. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Still there. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Keep low. Car outside. Clear outside. Car outside. Stay low. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear outside. Outside. Still there. Hold your line. Stay low. Clear outside.
So as you can see now, then reaching the halfway point of the race there, and I'm going to give Rob the inside as we come in towards turn 1 here. So I just want to try and work together. The gap to Zigmas behind is pretty much staying level at the moment, even though we are squabbling, which is obviously really ideal. We can sort of utilise the slipstream together here and there here. But you can see now 9 laps to go of this race, and now we're the one trying to apply the pressure. I think Rob is probably going to do what I tried to do in a lot of the first half of this race, and just defend the inside. I must admit, in these cars, and especially if, you know, sort of noobs like us on fixed setup, defending the inside does seem to be the way to go. You know, there's nothing really the other guy could particularly do about it unless he gets a tremendous run off the corner there. But yeah, we get all over the back of Rob once more there, and then we pull out the slipstream and try to go side by side down towards turn 1 once more. Here you can see, yeah, still... Oval racing is one of those really odd things where I know it's pretty much shunned in Europe and things like that. I must admit, on something where it works really well, I am quite a fan, but, you know, it's certainly not something that would take over track racing for me. I'm still not a fan of the fact that, well, especially like the rookies, it is basically a lottery still, sadly. But, I mean, yeah, here and there it's quite good fun. I think the Daytona 500 is in, like, early February, so only sort of 5-6 weeks away overall as well. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, if we can actually get ourselves ready by then. Obviously, the aim is just to try and get out of rookies first, keep the instant count low, and then we'll sort of see what, if we end up having to purchase anything, what we do have to purchase here. So yeah, that'll be for a later date. But you can see, currently though, still behind Rob. Are we going to be able to make anything work anytime soon? We have got a couple of slow lapped traffic as well here, then maybe we can try and utilise to my advantage here as we come through. You see, it's actually Will once again here. Will and Santiago. And Santiago, I think, caused 2 incidents in the early stages of this race. We'll certainly give him quite a wide berth here. But Will looks like he sort of knows what he's doing. You know, he's trying to keep the high line. Maybe as we try and get a bit closer and close here. We can see now Rob is going a little bit strange lines out of the final corner there in towards turn 1 here. Yeah, we are just closing up slowly but surely to Will in front there, and now it's just a case of trying to use the slipstream to my advantage here. Luckily, Will does seem to be favouring me at the moment there. Rob is... No, he's not going to try and get into it. I think he's just trying to duck into the slipstream there. Is he going to be able to make anything sort of work? We tried to go to the inside there, but Rob is going to slam the door shut. No, he's not. He's actually going to move to the outside of a Will there. So a little bit interesting as Will runs a little bit high, almost into Rob there. What is going to happen here? Oh, Will makes a bit of a mistake there. He's going to take Rob with him. Luckily, somehow we're just going to be able to sneak through there. And I think, honestly, Will probably, I think, was trying to avoid me on the inside there, and unfortunately just collected Rob's here. Very, very unlucky for the pair of them. I don't even think I was alongside Will as we came in towards turn 1. So yeah, very, very unfortunate for the pair of them there. But that is now me up into the lead of this race here. So really, really happy with that one. And we've got 5 laps to go to try and just hold on to this lead.
You've got 5 laps to go. You've got 2 laps to go.
So coming on now then into the final lap of this race, and obviously after that it was quite quiet, you know, just trying to make sure I did absolutely everything I needed to hold on to the lead. Luckily, no more lap traffic or anything like that as well. Always makes the day just a little bit easier. But yeah, so far, as I said, the rookies are a bit of a lottery, though. I probably should just expect that if I want to try and do Daytona 500 as well. 200 laps would certainly be very, very interesting nonetheless. But yeah, through the final lap then of this race, and I will tell you guys now, we are going to be able to take home my very, very first oval race of victory there, which I was really, really happy with as we come down at the back straight once more. I think what I need for Daytona is D4.0, so theoretically I could still do it in the rookies. No, just try and get my D license and then grind it up to over Force SR, which is probably easy, well, harder said than done. Yeah, there we go then. That has been the end of this race here in Charlotte. It is going to be the race victory there. Really, really happy with that at the end of the day. Quite fortunate the fact that very, very rarely do you get wrecked in a 20-lap race and still end up winning the race on the whole. So yeah, really, really happy with that one. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. The aim is to probably make one of these videos just sort of once a week, hopefully with different tracks and all that, and hopefully sort of give you guys my journey. The aim will, if I do make it to Daytona, the aim will be just to stream it as well on YouTube, on this channel most likely, and on Twitch there. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well. Let me know if you guys prefer this style of iRacing video as well. But I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.